DJ PK, and we're joined by Mike Folta, Utah Mammoth radio voice. His appearance brought to you by Hercules First Federal Credit Union, growing stronger together. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. Love being introed to that music, by the way. I feel like I should have a gold medal in between my teeth or something like that. But been enjoying watching the Winter Olympics so far and ready for some of the big elimination games in hockey to get going here.
Group play's all done. The U.S. sails through 3 wins in 3 games, plus 11 in goal differential, just dominating. Do you see, you just said a gold medal in your teeth, do you see Clayton Keller biting a gold medal in a photo a few days from now?
Well, that's I guess, the big question, and it's not just the U.S. and Canada, right? I think that's what we're all looking forward to. That's what we all want to see. These two rival countries go head-to-head in a best-on-best setting like what we have in the Olympics. There are some other good teams in this tournament. You have a really good Sweden team that the U.S. could potentially have to play on Wednesday. The Americans will play the winner of Sweden and Latvia. You've got, a Czech team that has some good goaltenders that could get hot, but really none of these other teams have showed the type of dominance that the U.S. and Canada has had. And so it feels like we're on a U.S.-Canada collision course, which is, of course, what we all want. The Americans haven't looked as dominant as the Canadians have. Boy, you look up front for Team Canada, they've got Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon and this 19-year-old Macklin Celebrini kid who's not scared of anything and is tied for the league or tied for the tournament lead in goals. He's been fantastic. And Crosby, like the Americans can't necessarily match the Canadian firepower up front, but I think the Americans have the better goaltending situation and probably some more dynamic defensemen as well. So that'll be a great matchup. I don't think we've seen Team USA play its best yet. I think they're still coming together, and hopefully they can before that gold medal game.
Keller had a couple of games he didn't play, then got in there. From your perspective, you think he's comfortable with what's going on? I mean, he's a younger guy, but he's not that young.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Like in an all-star situation like this where everybody's good. It's tough when you're used to being the top guy on your team, used to being the captain, the leader of the Utah Mammoth, and you go to Team USA and you're just another one of this group of great players. Now, we actually did just a few minutes ago see some reports online from some reporters who were there in Milan saying that Keller is taking line rushes with the third line again at practice. So that typically means that he's practicing with a group that's getting ready to play. Yeah. So it sounds like he's going to be playing in this next game on Wednesday, a quarterfinal game between the winner of Sweden and Latvia. So that's good news for Mammoth fans who want to see Clayton Keller play. He played the other day against Germany. I thought he looked good. Didn't have any points, but played alongside Tage Thompson of the Buffalo Sabres and Dylan Larkin, the captain of the Detroit Red Wings. And I thought was really strong, made some good plays in the offensive zone, made some clean reads in the defensive zone to help break the puck out. The Americans were never under too much fire in that game against Germany. But I thought Keller played well enough to earn another chance, and it looks like he's going to get it.
Peterka had an assist in the 5-1 U.S. win over Germany. He got an assist on the German goal. What about the other guys in the Olympics? What do you think of their Olympic experiences, and what do you expect going forward?
Yeah, I think J.J. Peterka for Team Germany has been the most impactful of the Utah Mammoth who are playing at the Olympics right now. He's had a few assists. He's playing along with Tim Stützle. Those are probably the second and third best German forwards in the world right now, with Leon Draisaitl being the best. But Peterka is playing alongside his old buddy Stützle. Those two played together back in World Juniors for Team Germany, and they've been really effective together. Stützle's been really, really dynamic for Team Germany, and Peterka has helped him do so. So That's been encouraging to see. He actually scored a goal this morning, J.J. Peterka, against France, with the winner of Germany and France playing Slovakia, I believe, on Wednesday. But J.J.'s been good. We've seen Olli Mata play third pair minutes for Team Finland. And guys, funny enough, we haven't seen Karel Vejmelka for Team Czechia at all yet. And they're playing Denmark right now, and it looks like he's not going to be in the game again, which the Czechs have three good goaltenders. Lukáš Dostal, the Anaheim Ducks. Dan Vladar has been good for the Philadelphia Flyers this year. But you're talking about a guy in Karel Vejmelka who leads the NHL in wins right now, and he hasn't gotten in a game for the Czech Republic, and that's surprising because the Czechs let in quite a few goals the first two games they played. So I honestly don't know why we haven't seen him. If I work for the Mammoth PR department, which I don't, but if I did, I would be spinning it as, yeah, the guy who's played the most games as a goalie in the last year is getting some rest, and the Mammoths are going to be able to lean on that over the last 25 games of the regular season. But I really expected to see Veggie at some point for Team Czechia, but not so yet.
Well, you know what the Czechia doctors say, no veggies, no good for you.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I knew you were bilingual, PK. I just didn't know it was Czech that you could speak as well.
Yeah, sure. What do you need? You talk about them getting rest or him getting rest for when the season resumes. What's the plan as far as when they reconvene? Is it like a little mini camp? What you know what's going to happen?
Well, practices have started already. This today, actually. Practice starts today. So some of the guys have been skating for a few days already now. These guys need some time off to shut it down, but they don't like to be off the ice that much during the season. So I know a few of the guys went to some sunny places and shut it down for a few days, but I saw a couple of the guys in the airport when I got back on Thursday, and they're like, yeah, we're skating here pretty soon. So practice starts today for the guys who are not with the Olympic teams, of course. And then even before that, guys were getting on the ice, just kind of feeling it out a little bit and getting back to work. And everybody knows what's at stake for this Mammoth team. Playoffs is still the expectation, but it's not going to be easy to stay in this playoff spot that they have. There's a bunch of teams around them that are within striking distance, within a game or two of knocking the Mammoths out of that playoff spot. And Utah has to be really on its toes once we restart the season, and any lapse could be a death knell against your playoff hopes. So we're starting practice again today for everybody besides those at the Olympics, and for me. I'm taking the optional, and I'm back home again in Indiana, as we say, getting some more R&R, as us broadcasters like to do. But practice starts today, and guys, remember this too. We were talking about Vejmelka. Last year, Karel Vejmelka started, I believe it was 23 of the last 24 games of the season. Or I think it was 24 of the last 25. He started 23 straight at one point to end the season. So the Utah Hockey Club last year leaned on him down the stretch of the season when they were trying to punch their ticket to the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to see that type of workload again this year, but in the last 25 games of the season, I think heading into that, it's a good thing for Veggie to get some rest during this Olympic break and not have to face 40 shots a game like you would if he was playing against Team Canada or Team U.S.
This is, for most of this generation, this first chance they've had a chance to play in the Olympics. It's been so long since the NHL sent there. And obviously, whenever leagues let their players go do stuff internationally, we've heard NBA owners talk about this too. there's a risk of injury, and it can impact the playoff race. And one of the teams, because it's like six or seven teams for 3 or 4 spots, however you want to count it up in the West, one of the teams that Utah's battling is the LA Kings, and the Kings lose Kevin Fiala. He's stretchered off the ice. It's a broken leg, and he's like their second leading scorer. He's basically been a 25-goal, 40-assist guy for them over the last couple of years. So is this the kind of thing teams are going to want to do, or are people going to, the owners who don't want to do this and the people in the Players Association who want to do this are going to look at this and say, hey, this is exactly why we shouldn't be doing this. Let's not do this again. Or has the rest of the tournament been so good that people are going to want to do it again in 4 years? And more importantly, in 8 years when the games are here?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Like the owners and the general managers hate it, right? Because a guy gets hurt, and what do they get? They get nothing. It just hurts their chances. Now, in the Kings' case, they lose Kevin Fiala, who right now is their second leading scorer. He's done for the rest of the year. Good news for the Kings is that they just traded for Artemi Panarin from the New York Rangers, and he's one of the best goal scorers, one of the best players in the NHL right now. And so they're not made whole by losing Kevin Fiala necessarily, but they've got an even better player coming in to add to their roster after the Olympics. So it's not all doom and gloom in Kingsland right now down in LA. But you're right. Like the owners and GMs hate it. It happened last year where Matthew Tkachuk got injured for Team USA and missed basically the last portion of the regular season. He got injured in 4 Nations. And then came back in the playoffs. Charlie McAvoy got banged up at the 4 Nations and was hurt for Boston. So this stuff happens. It happens, especially in the high leverage games when you're going, what to the wall trying to win a medal for your country. And I think the allure of the Olympics is just so big because it's such a big deal for the players. Like the players are going to fight tooth and nail for this. And it's such a big deal for the sport, too. Like, it's good for the sport, especially with this Olympics in Milan. And you think of how the U.S. has been trying to grow the game in Europe. Like, the NFL has these international games, right? They're going to Australia. They go to Mexico. They go to places where they're trying to grow the game. The NHL has done this, too. They've done it with Germany. They've done it with Sweden. They've made it a point to bring the NHL game to Europe to try and strengthen hockey roots over in that part of the world. And so especially this year where you're in Italy and you can try and strengthen these hockey fan bases in Europe, like it's a slam dunk from the league office point of view. It's just not maybe something the owners are going to see like that direct return on investment from right away. And that sucks when your second best player goes down due to injury. But fingers crossed we don't have any more big injuries the rest of the way. It is, I will say too, the international game, like when it's controlled by the IIHF, the International Hockey Federation, it's still physical, but it tends to be a little bit less physical. Now, I think playing on an NHL-sized rink, like if we get U.S.-Canada, that's going to look like an NHL game and then some with the physicality. But for the most part, these games are not as physical as NHL playoff games. The international game just isn't necessarily played that way. Like they don't allow fighting, stuff like that. So it is a little different. But, yeah, owners hate it. Everybody else, we love it.
Now, Indiana, I mean, it's a screwy state. Let's just call it like it is, right? I mean, you've got multiple time zones in the same state. I mean, what the heck is that? So I don't know where you are. You just said you're in the state. So are you going to be doing anything today, either at 5:30 or 6:30? That's important to you?
6:30 Eastern time, I will be in section 113 of Mackey Arena, home to my Purdue Boilermakers. We have the number 1 ranked team for now in the land, marching into the Holy Land, marching to Tippecanoe County and Mackey Arena. And I don't believe Purdue has ever beaten a number one team, which is crazy to me. But this is a great chance for us against the Michigan Wolverines tonight. So I am going to be I'm going to be an alum. I'm going to be a big man on campus. I'm going to be taking in some great college basketball. And then on Wednesday, getting ready for a quarterfinal game, U.S. against the winner of Sweden-Latvia. So it's a great sports week, a great start to the sports week here in the Midwest. But
sweet,
kind of climbing the walls a little bit, guys. Like just ready for because all these games in Milan, they start at noon Mountain Time, and then they're done. And then, what am I supposed to do with the rest of my day? Right?
Well,
no NHL.
Tonight you can root against Kyle Whittingham's favorite college basketball team.
What if he's there? What if he's there just to get a look at some of these other Big Ten campuses?
Well, just bump him and say, "Get out of the way. You ain't much."
We're too Hoosier nice for that. We're too Midwest nice for that.
Well, go Boilermakers.
That's right. We say boiler up, PK, but that's close.
Okay, well, and Mike Folta, you stay away from those co-eds, okay?
I will be. I'll be at the alumni bar after, so nothing too crazy.
Mike, we appreciate it as always. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Mike Folta, radio voice of the Utah Mammoth, joining us right here on The Zone.